we see a lawn with a few flowers. And a foot, emanating a dark energy, steps on the lawn. As it does, the grass and flowers around it wither. We see a man walking with this energy emanating from his body, and everything around him loses its life. He stops in front of a high wall. Jingang, the demon Jingang has appeared. Quick, inform the leader of the Murim Alliance. The Murim Alliance leader's commands. Hearing the voice, the man asks himself, a voice transmission? We see the person responsible for the voice transmission. From this moment on, all members of the Murim Alliance shall launch an all-out attack on Jingang. I know this order means your end, but someone has to stop that demon. Sacrifice your lives for the sake of the next generation. The men, hearing the order, scream and leap into the attack. Fear not your end. Our names will become legends in the martial world and live for 10,000 years. No matter how demonic Jingang is, he is still human like us. If we join forces, we can defeat him. Perish, Jingang. The so-called demon stands still. Suddenly, his eyes emanate a strong red light, and the men who leaped at him, without fearing their end, meet it before they even reach him. Several of them are struck by an overwhelming power. There were even warriors above second-class level, even peak masters who couldn't even get close to him. And what's more, it seems his internal energy is growing even stronger after each life taken. Jingang, standing still with just one swing of his sword, defeats several men at once. Alliance leader, we must order the members to retreat. According to the investigation team, Jingang made a pact with a yokai, and not some lowly stray spirit, but an A-grade yokai that resides in the underworld itself. Under the pact, the souls that are taken by Jingang become sacrifices, and in return, Jingang gains power from the yokai. In other words, the more Alliance members Jingang takes out, the stronger he will become. I ordered everyone in the Murim Alliance to fight, and yet you stand here like cowards? Alliance leader, why can't you understand this old man's intention? At this rate, all members of the Murim Alliance will become sacrifices for the yokai. And in the worst-case scenario, the A-level yokai could descend upon the mortal realm using Jingang's body as a vessel. You know as well as I do that not even a celestial demon could stop an A-grade yokai. I beg of you, order a retreat. That would be difficult, the Alliance leader begins to say. A banquet table must always be full. If we have a guest of honor, how can we allow the food to be lacking? Hearing the leader, the man is confused. What do you mean by that? Do you know how much effort I put into this? I waited 500 years to find a human who could be used as a vessel for Lord Hakishasa. And then, to ensure the vessel could make a pact with Lord Hakishasa, I wiped out his clan so that nothing but hatred and a thirst for revenge remained. I ensured that he would always commit murder so that he could contain Lord Hakishasa within himself. And Moji, what have you done with the Alliance leader? Look at these disloyal brats. The monster, saying this, attacks the men before him. We see a hole in the ground. The Alliance leader you followed for decades. It was me, an emoji, from the very beginning. The emoji looks at something. An unfathomably vast and profound power. A yokai that is hard to find even in the underworld itself. And the three-eyed Lord Hakishasa, who only appears when he has fully descended. The emoji crouches down. I am your loyal servant, Lord Hakishasa. I will serve you. Please, use me as your hands and feet to carry out your great endeavor. Whatever you ask, I will do for you. You'll do anything. Then perish. Lord Hakishasa, why? I lost my wife, my child, my entire clan. I sold my soul to a yokai, all for the sole purpose of taking you down. How can it be that you still have a human soul within you? The monster is sliced. At least, it's over. We see the man leaning over a fallen woman. Tears stream from his eyes. Everything. It's over. Congratulations on your revenge. And to think you'd use a soul-devouring technique on yourself to buy time. Impressive. But now, as per our contract, the time has come for you to offer your body. Accept me willingly. And savor the happiness of becoming part of a supreme being. He replies, save that kind of happiness for the dogs. The man points the blade towards Hakishasa's eye. Do you think I'll allow you to set foot in the human world? The demon questions. What are you doing? After the slaughter you've committed, do you think you can peacefully go to the afterlife? You will suffer in the flames of the underworld for countless eons. No, perhaps it's worse. King Yama himself might annihilate your soul completely. That means becoming absolute nothingness. The man says, that's the most pleasant thing I've heard in a long time. As he says this, he plunges the blade into the eye on his forehead. We see something leave his mouth. You chose to erase yourself? Do you think I'd allow a vessel I took so long to find to simply disappear? I will find some way to force you to reincarnate, and I will find you again, even if it takes hundreds or thousands of years. As long as your soul exists, our contract remains in effect. We see a frightened woman amidst the flames, and Jingang, before the pact, staring at her. The alliance leader, standing behind the woman, raises a sword as she holds a child in her arms. Jingang, tied up, screams in despair, but blood flies in his direction. His wife and child are no longer alive. He screams desperately. The alliance leader steps on his head, pushing his face into the ground. This is all. Every single bit of it was your fault. Because you were weak. We see someone sweating. A voice wakes him. Dojin. Are you okay? You were sweating and breathing heavily. Another nightmare? He replies. Lately, I've been having the same dream over and over. It must be from exhaustion. The woman just stares at him. Then, she says, Dojin, are you really quitting that job you're doing now for sure? I don't want to see you getting hurt. Or hurting someone else. And as she was speaking, his cell phone starts to ring. Yes, boss. The whole young group? Understood, I'm on my way now. The woman asks, You're leaving? At this hour? He says, something urgent came up at work. And when this job is done, I'm going to tell them I'm finished for good. We see his back covered in tattoos. I won't live like a monster anymore. We see a warehouse. Inside, a person says, Wise choice. These days, war isn't a good thing. Families getting hurt, the cops getting involved. And that's not all. In the worst case scenario, your face ends up all over social media. The one saying this is Go Taesung, the boss of the Taesung group. And that's why I made this proposal. Let's settle this with a match. All right. The loser hands over control of the docks. The one saying this is Choi Ho, Ryung, the boss of the Ho Ryung group. You're putting your faith in that so-called ogre or whatever he is? We brought a rookie who's really strong. Looks like you roped a decent kid from a gym into becoming a thug. Dojin, you think you can handle him? He looks tough. Dojin replies, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. The others react. That's the so-called ogre from the Taesung group. He's younger than I expected. Taesung's ogre? Pathetic. The man lands a punch on Dojin. I have to correct these thugs. No one talks a big game. At the end of the day, they're just back, alley street fighters. I may have gotten knocked out, but I was a professional fighter. If it weren't for my debt, I would have never stepped into a dirty place like this. As he hits Dojin, he says, Just as I thought, nothing special. Rock the top and the bottom crumbles. He lands a punch on Dojin's ribs. In sequence, he grabs his face and delivers a knee strike, but Dojin manages to defend himself. The man, however, gets him from behind. It's over. I've got you completely locked up. Hey, pretty boy, drop by my gym sometime. I'll teach you from scratch. I appreciate it, but I hate gym floors. The mats always smell like sweaty feet, and they're too soft. He jumps with the man on his back. His opponent's head hits the ground. Dojin prepares to hit him. The man thinks, I have to stay on guard. He raises his guard to defend himself, but is hit with a low blow. His eyes well up with tears. Dojin grabs him by the hair and smashes his face into the ground. That's it. What the heck? Hey, that professional fighter you brought just got defeated? The man tries to explain, but he interrupts him. It's over, you idiot. You think we shave our heads for fashion? In a real fight, forget about mounts and stuff like that. Once you get to this point, the game is over. The fallen man says, What are you? A bunch of girls grabbing hair and all. Then he starts to think, what the heck is this? I can't do anything. I try to get away and he's right on top of me. I went for a takedown and he just crushed me with all his weight. Dojin, after smashing his head against the ground again, gets ready and lands a knee to the man's face. We see the heavy impact of the blow. He's down with blood running from his face. Dojin, however, prepares another punch. The man is helpless on the ground. And, wait, Dojin, before finishing him, remembers his woman. I don't want to see you get hurt or hurting someone else. We see his arm in motion, and the punch landing on the man's head. It's over, Dojin says. Good work, Dojin. So, Mr. Choi, from now on, the docks are under Taesung's control. It's over. From now on, I won't hurt anyone else. I'll live a normal life. Suddenly, he hears a voice. It's here. Jingang's reincarnation. Over? What's over? He's still breathing. If you were a real gangster, you'd fight until someone was done for. This isn't some kind of sport. Trying to get off easy, aren't you? If you don't finish him, you don't get the docks. So, handle it. Got it, ogre? Dojin stands still without answering. What are you doing? When someone talks to you, you answer. Hey, you little punk, you think you can ignore me? How about I slice you up right here? We see the tip of a knife. We see the two groups ready for a melee fight. The reason my boy isn't answering you is because you're talking nonsense, Mr. Choi. Stop embarrassing yourself. Let's finish this like gentlemen. Gentlemen, my foot, spare me the nonsense. And you expect me to keep my cool while some clown runs his mouth? The other replies, I'm pretty sure you're the one who started running your mouth, Mr. Choi. Isn't that right, Dojin? Dojin, however, questions. All of you? You really can't see that? His boss asks, what are you talking about? Here, this. In front of him, we see something floating. The blue flame. His boss asks again, blue what? Staring at the flame, Dojin wonders, what the heck is this? Out of nowhere! It appeared right in front of me, and then I couldn't move, almost as if I were trapped in a nightmare. Jingang's reincarnation. It's time to honor the contract. The flame enters his body. Dojin starts to writhe. His boss questions, what's going on? What happened to you? He replies, that flame, it entered me. We see the despair on his face. And then, lifeless people. Jingang is kneeling, staring at the people. That man is right. This is my fault. I was too weak. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. Do you want revenge? Then I will lend you my strength. Make a pact with me. Offer me a sacrifice. Jingang says, at some point hallucinations started appearing before my eyes. Is this what you wanted all along? Fine. I'll give you a sacrifice. I want more than just a few lowlifes gone. Make the pact. Give me your power. The flame says, from this moment on, remember this. Even if your body rots, as long as your soul exists, the pact will last forever. You are my eternal servant. Dojin's body is covered by the flames. You are no longer human. You are a monster. The contract has been made. From now on, everything that perishes by your hands, whether it's a small insect, the king of the nation, or even a god, everything will be an offering to me. And in return for these offerings, I shall grant you the offering of the tyrannical demon, feared by all beings on earth, my power. But remember this, the moment my power overwhelms you, my vessel, you too will become my offering. Dojin regains his senses. What just happened? What did I just see? And I'm sure my body was on fire. What are you doing? Screaming out of nowhere like a madman. It seems you've completely lost it. Dojin grabs the man by the arm. Wanna check for yourself to see if I've really lost it? This fearless brat has gone insane. Should we settle this today? The Taesung faction versus Ho, Ryung? A siren sound starts to spread through the place. Cops? The other grabs the man's arm and says, the final bell just rang. Unfortunately, we'll stop here for today, Mr. Choi. I'll arrange our next meeting. Son of AE. All right, we'll meet again soon, along with the rights to the pier. And your lives on the line. Dojin apologizes. I'm sorry, it was my fault, his boss replies. It's okay, they would found an excuse to start a fight anyway. More importantly, what happened earlier? You looked like you saw a ghost or something. It was nothing. I think I'm just a little tired lately. I've been having strange dreams. We see a car leaving. Inside it, Mr. Choi stares at his swollen arm. What kind of power does that brat have? His cell phone starts to ring. Yes? Hello, Mr. Kui? Don't worry about the pier's control rights. I'll get them back soon. Really? But without the pier rights now, you can't meet your quota, can you? If this continues, it will be difficult to keep doing business with you. Nervously, Mr. Choi says, no, I'll manage somehow, please. Just wait a little longer. Have I ever failed to do anything you've asked until today? The other man pulls the phone away and says, my ears hurt. Mr. Choi continues, I'm begging you, give me more time. The other says, all right. I'll wait a little longer then until sunrise today. Take control of the pier. In front of the man, we see shelves with bodies inside. If you're late, I'm changing suppliers. The man hangs up and Mr. Choi asks his driver, hey, what time does the sun rise? The driver replies, I'm not sure. Maybe around 6 in the morning? Find out the exact time. We have to crush the Taesung faction now or we're all done for. We see apartments. Dojin enters his house. Ju, I'm home. Upon entering, he notices something strange. Looking down, his expression changes. We see shoe prints on the floor. Dojin's eyes fill with rage. A man suddenly tries to hit him with a knife strike. He manages to dodge and counterattacks with an elbow strike, and then a kick. The man is thrown back, and he readies his fist. Dojin lands an extremely powerful punch on the man. Holding his face, he says, "If you don't want to go blind, talk. Where is the woman who was here?" Suddenly, someone claps. He could handle a blade, but you took him down instantly, just like the rumors say. I'm Ju Taeseok, the action leader of the Ho Hae-young faction. We apologize for holding your family hostage like little thugs, but those were orders from above. Dojin says, "I'm going to end all of you." Ju Taeseok replies, "Let's not waste emotions between professionals. You know exactly what kind of situation this is, don't you?" Dojin asks, "Fine, what do you want?" "Achilles tendon or wrist? I'll give you whatever you ask for, so just take it and get lost." The man replies, "Normally that would be enough, but not today. Our boss has made up his mind. He's going to wipe out the Taesung faction." As soon as that is said, Dojin is hit by a strike. We see blood gushing from his hand and a knife about to pierce him. "I see. But promise me you'll spare this woman's life." The man replies, "I promise, I will absolutely not take her life." The woman struggles as tears stream from her eyes. "I'm sorry, Ju. As if worrying you daily wasn't enough. I still made you see me like this." She keeps struggling, trying to speak but unable to. Dojin thinks, "I was going to live a normal life from now on, but this seems to be the end. At least it's me who's going and not you." Unlike in the dream. That's a relief. All the men leap on him, plunging their blades into his body. Dojin falls to his knees. The men stare at him. The action team leader says, "Leave the cleanup to the cleaners. We're going straight for the boss. We have to finish this before dawn." "And what do we do with her, boss?" asks the man. He replies, "You still have to ask? We're taking her with us. We can't leave a witness loose." Dojin remains on the ground. "You're a professional too, so you understand, right?" And the promise was to spare her life, not to let her go. The woman starts to be dragged away, but keeps struggling. One of the men says, "Stop struggling, geese. Think positively. You'll get some special attention." Suddenly, the man feels something. Dojin grabs him by the pants with the knife raised. We see the knife plunged into his thigh. The man screams desperately and tries to pull the blade out of his leg. The boss yells, "Don't pull out the knife!" Dojin falls to the ground again. The boss, observing this, says, "Damn, hitting the artery precisely without being conscious. You deserve to be called a demon." With the knife at Dojin's neck, he continues, "So, now, rest in the underworld." With that, the group walks out of the apartment. "Move quickly. We can't waste time." The other questions, "Yes, but what about Deokju?" The boss says, "If the femoral artery is severed, he's gone in 2 minutes. Tell the cleanup crew to take care of him too." The group leaves the apartment. We see Dojin lying on the floor. His eyes are practically lifeless, but a voice resonates. How commendable. The other man cries out in pain, but he looks to the side. The voice continues to speak. The man in agony seems to be startled by something. The voice continues, "And you're already offering a sacrifice." We see something very strange on the ceiling, sucking the man's soul. In the car, the team leader says, "Yes, boss, it's done. We will proceed now." Suddenly, something catches his attention. "What's that sound?" The other replies, "Something fell from up there." Turn on the lights. The car's headlights are turned on, and the boss from inside is shocked. But what's happening? Is he really a demon? The voice continues to speak. "Since you've offered a sacrifice, just as in the contract, I shall grant you my power." We see a bar. Inside, a woman talks to a man. "It's been a while, hasn't it? Will it be the usual, the one you keep here?" Go Tae-sung says, "The way this place is always empty when I come here, it's a miracle you're still in business. It's all thanks to people like you, sir, the kind who believe in tarot cards." He replies, "Sounds like you're calling me an old man who believes in superstitions." She says, "Of course not. You're a valuable customer." He continues, "But you know it's really amazing. I started coming here just for fun, but your readings have never been wrong." The lady says, "All the cards you've drawn so far have been good news. It's just a case of luck finding a capable man." It's like the placebo effect, he replies. Just say it's thanks to the cards. No wonder you have no customers. Readings are only meaningful when they're done for fun. She asks, so, would you like to draw a hand? For fun? He asks. Well, this one and this one. And I want this one here too. The lady falls silent. What is it? What's with that look? She turns over one of the cards. This card is the past. It means victory. And this card is the present. It means you've continued to win and you are currently in a state of satisfaction. And this one here is the future. It means change. To interpret, due to past victories, you will experience a great change in the future. He says, change, and here I was thinking something terrible was going to happen. She continues, however, the Tower card has two possible interpretations, change or ruin. But Chief, we're just doing this for fun. Don't take it to heart. Someone enters the place and calls for him. Go Tae-sung. He looks back and finds several men with knives in hand. Just having a little drink must be nice, huh? You probably don't even realize that today is the day you'll meet your end. He replies, you're so diligent, still on the clock. I get it. Mr. Choi says, this punk is staying calm until the end. Get him! His men charge forward. Tae-sung throws his glass in one of their faces. He grabs the man's knife and elbows him in the face. He yanks the knife from his hand, stabs the other one who tried to attack him in the neck, and runs for the bathroom. Don't lose him. We have to finish him before the sun rises. Get him and end him. Tae-sung keeps running. Shoot, running like a roach. As the man says this, Go Tae-sung leaps towards him and tries to strike. The door is slammed shut just in time. Despite this, we see the man's eyes wide open. His shoulder has been pierced by the knife. After hitting him, Tae-sung flips the blade in his hand and cuts down another opponent. Then he says, Mr. Choi, you used to be a knife fighter too, so you know, right? What does this formation mean? Choi says, that son of a gun, he took the right-hand corner. Yes, this is the situation a knife fighter hates the most. A tight right-hand corner. The attacker's right hand is blocked by the wall, while the defender can swing their knife freely. But you know, there's a way. You send in a lefty who's stronger than the defender. And it just so happens that you, Mr. Choi, are a lefty, aren't you? Stop sending your innocent men to their end and come at me yourself, Choi-ho, Ryung. Back at the car scene, we see Dojin still standing. But what the heck? Are you really a demon? Step on it. I said, step on it. The car speeds off and crashes into Dojin. We see the knife shattering the glass, and Dojin on the hood. The driver is startled, but the glass is broken and he is struck. Dojin breaks into the car. This son of AE. Before the man can finish his sentence, his neck is sliced. Dojin is uncontrollable. He props himself up on the seat and launches himself backward. Get out of here! No, no, no. Don't come any closer. Despite the plea, the man is also cut down. The boss watches in fear. We see Dojin's broken blade. The boss thinks it wasn't even a cleaver. He split that man's head open with a sashimi knife. You monster! We see a light behind Dojin. The man shields himself. And the car, which was being driven by no one, crashes into another, throwing Dojin out. We see him fall to the ground, before stopping in the middle of the parking lot. The other guy looks out of the car, and Dojin gets up again. His opponent says, getting ready, right? It would be weird if you went down with something like that after coming this far. Bring it on. Dojin looks back, turns around, and tries to hit his opponent, who manages to dodge. He, however, thinks his movements are wide. He's a monster, but he's out of his mind. I have a chance. As he was thinking this, he's hit by an elbow. We see the blow go right through him, and he's thrown against the car. Dojin raises his blade again. He tries to copy the man who manages to defend himself. This is my chance, he thinks. He left his side open. He makes a move with his knife towards Dojin's neck. But Dojin makes a move with his blade and tears the man's arm. We see the blade moving up to his shoulder, and the man stopping it with his knife. He thinks, frightened, I was sure the knife was in his right hand. From the beginning. You were aiming for this. His blade pierces his chest. Dojin asks, Ju! What did you do with her? You mean, your girl? I offered her as a sacrifice. Dojin questions, sacrifice? What the heck are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You survived having your throat cut. You're the same as that other guy. The one who asked us to offer him sacrifices, that monster. We return to the turret bar. Outside, two men are talking. Shouldn't we go in? It's taking too long to get Go Taesung. We have to do what we were told, which is to guard the entrance. More than 10 men went in there. What do we have to worry about? That's true, but... A white-haired man approaches the two. Hey, stop. We're closed today, so go somewhere else. I have to go in. I have an appointment. Darn it, are you deaf? I said we're closed today. His partner also says. Just send him away, don't start any trouble. Suddenly, the man starts to open his mouth. His companion stares at him, frightened. What's happening to you? We see a tree trunk. This trunk is coming out of the man's mouth. A tree grows from the inside out of his body. The other is startled by what he sees. But what the heck is this? The man then says, I told you I have an appointment. We promised to meet at sunrise. Still at the bar, we see several men lying on the floor. Someone walks forward. With his knife in hand, but trembling. The man tries to attack from behind the door, but nothing happens, Taesung says. Looks like they sent Mr. Choi because he's a lefty, huh? What a shame. Taesung stabs the man in the side of his body. How long are you going to keep sending your lackeys? You know this isn't going to end like this. Don't be a coward. Come at me yourself. Boss, I brought it, says one of his lackeys. Suddenly, something starts being thrown on the floor of the place. Taesung thinks, the smell of gasoline? Just stay holed up in there like a rat. I'm just going to toast you alive in there. As he says this, someone lights a lighter. As they enter the place singing, Mr. Choi and his group look at the man. How did you get here, Mr. Kui? How did I get here? We made a promise, didn't we? That we'd meet at sunrise. Right, I'm almost done. As soon as I get the docks, I'll hit the quota you mentioned. Here, take these flowers. Thank you very much for all your hard work, Mr. Choi. You can retire now. We see flowers coming out of a man's mouth. A YOKAI? Dojin asks. Are you kidding me right now? The man replies, don't tell me you really don't know. What are you? You are a being that eats fresh human souls, the natural enemy of humans. A video falls. The man's eyes widen again. As Dojin stares at him, he plunges his blade deeper. Where the blade was plunged, branches begin to sprout. We see the branches turning into a trunk. The man, still alive, says, a few years ago, that guy came to me and offered a deal. If I handed over humans to him, the deal was that he'd spare my life. And he secretly had me feed my group members this seed. But our boss, he accepted it like a fool, even though it was obvious this would happen. If you want to find him, go to Go Taesung. Just like in the past, he will offer you a deal. A tree forms on the spot where the man's body was. Don't feel so bad about it. You could have been gone the day you met me, but you managed to live for 5 more years, thanks to me. Well, now that we've sent off your predecessors, shall we talk business? My new partner. Taesung is startled by what he sees. What are you? Demon, evil spirit, the devil, Yao, yokai, hakishasa. I'm called different things in different countries, but in this country, I'm usually called a YOKAI. Don't be so tense, I just came to offer you a deal. Taesung asks, a deal? Yes. I will introduce you to my partners in North Korea and China, and you can bring in legal immigrants through the docks you've secured. That's a more normal proposal than I expected. I thought you'd ask me to sell my soul or something. Mr. Q replies, we have our own circumstances, so we can't just go around eating humans without caution. The help of partners like you is precious to us. The Taesung gang can keep all the profits from the business. In return, you just need to select the healthiest humans from the immigrants and send 10 of them to me every week. Taesung questions, if I can't meet the quota or refuse to provide, will I end up like Mr. Choi? Yes, but I'm sure you'll live much longer than Mr. Choi. You're much more capable and smarter. Taesung smiles and says, I'm sorry, but there are 3 things I've never sold in my life as a gangster. The first is, he cuts off Mr. Kui's fingers. He passes by the man, cutting him with his knife, and finishes the sentence. People? Taesung looks back and cuts the man's Achilles tendon. The second is, drugs, and he raises his knife high in the air. The third is, but before he can execute the attack, a giant carnivorous plant bites his arm. Mr. Q says, I take back what I said about you being smart, but that's why I like you even more. It's been a while since I met a human who isn't afraid of me. He grabs Taesung by the neck. I'm going to give you one more special chance. Swallow this seed. If you swallow it, I will not only forgive your rude behavior just now, I will even restore your injured arm. Taesung smiles. Why are you laughing? He replies, it's funny that Mr. Choi would end up being useful for something. He flicks the lighter. After lighting it, he drops it from his hand, and the lighter hits the gasoline-soaked floor. I couldn't finish. But the third thing I'd never sell, even if I perish, is myself. I refuse to live like a coward. Mr. Kui starts to laugh. Man, this is hilarious. But really starting a fire? You're such an idiot. My point is you won't be done in by a little flame like this. And you say you'll never live like a coward. Hearing you say that makes me want to see it even more. Taesung's pathetic expression. Saying this, he embraces him. You know something? When people are burned, they don't actually perish from the fire, they're suffocated by the smoke. Which means, as long as you can breathe, you'll continue to suffer for a long, long time before you go. As he says this, something connects to Taesung's face. And the pain of the burn comes in constant waves, so passing out isn't easy. You might feel like you're being cooked completely conscious. I can't wait to see your pitiful face begging for your end. Is that you? Someone asks, catching Kyu's attention. We see the tip of a fire extinguisher. Dojin continues, the monster or whatever it is. He activates the extinguisher and puts out the fire. After that, he holds the extinguisher differently and hits Mr. Q in the face. In sequence, he jumps on top of him and lands a punch. Dojin starts punching him. At one point, he stops and asks, where is she? The woman you took as a sacrifice? Despite him asking this, Dojin is attacked and one of his arms flies off. As he falls to the ground, the yokai asks, why do you want to know that? You're going to be gone anyway. Instead of falling, Dojin launches himself forward, and with a glow coming from one of his eyes, he bites his opponent's arm. Kui is surprised and questions, what is this? So you were one of them from the start? But you don't even look like one. Are you trying to steal my sacrifice? This is why monsters these days are useless. You're so weak you can't even tell if your opponent is stronger or not. Stop living in shame and just be gone. Suddenly, something in his pocket starts to react. He takes something in his hand and comments, the bead is resonating? Realizing this, he thinks, this means that somewhere near this bead, there's a connection to the underworld. Fascinating. Never in 300 years has this ever happened. Dojin is struck on the back of the neck. It seems you have better help than I thought. I'll let you live for today. But the people in the underworld, why would they make a deal with a weak and petty thing like you? I've always wanted to meet someone straight from the underworld. And honestly, I'm sure I could do anything better than him. So if you're still watching, call me anytime. A vehicle screeches to a halt. And we see two men appearing at a location. Is this the place? Is this the client our Ho Hyung group is dealing with? Weird. They set up such a big hideout in a place like this? The other questions, what's so strange about it? The man replies, they were selling people as slaves. They built it near the coast to make shipping easier. If they were harvesting organs, they wouldn't build something so big and noticeable. So, what are they doing with the people we deliver? The other, lighting his cigarette, asks, why do we have to care? We just do what we're told. Everyone, unload. We're busy. Don't make us have to drag you out. Move. We see the woman in the background. One of the men grabs her by the hair and says, are you deaf? I told you to get out. The lady shows no reaction. The man, observing her, thinks, she's completely out of it. What the heck did they do to her? I am, in fact, a police officer. We see him answering someone. Are you a graduate? Yes, sir. Well, the top graduate draws too much attention. For this kind of work, second place is perfect. For the good of our country, how much would you like to become a hero? A hero? He questions. That's right. The missing persons case has been piling up for years. The Ho Hyung team is connected to crime syndicates from abroad. You will investigate them, infiltrated as one of their members. We see, currently, the man thinking. After a year undercover in the Ho Hyung group, Choi Ho Hyung suddenly starts a war with Taesung, and a delivery location suddenly opens up. Thanks to that, I finally saw their human trafficking operation with my own eyes. And even got here, to the HQ of one of their biggest partners. As he thinks, he says, you brat, get out of here or I'll end you. He goes back to thinking. On my way here, I alerted the chief. Any minute now, backup will storm this place and it'll turn into chaos. It's finally going to be over. What the heck is going on? Hearing his partner, his attention is drawn. You son of a. What happened to you all of a sudden? We did everything you asked. I'm sorry, but these are the boss's orders. The deal with the Ho-Ha-Young group is over. From now on, we are no longer partners. You are a product. Nonsense. Product? You know fighting is useless, just accept it. The man with the knife trembling in his hand charges forward. He attempts a strike, but his opponent dodges, readies a hand, and lands an extremely powerful punch on him. Then, he continues to speak. This one's organs have no value as a product anymore. Throw him in the trash or give him to a client who will take him for free. And as for the rest, turn them into products. We'll ship them out today. We see people vomiting and a jet of water being sprayed. The officer continues to think. They made us take some kind of thing that would induce vomiting. And then, they washed our bodies. How many products for the partner? The other replies. 2 premium pieces. He says, then pack the 2 as premium and the rest as standard. Yes, sir. Everyone out the door. The officer continues to think. They're making us empty our stomachs. It must be for organ harvesting. Doing this even to their own people, lunatics. But I just have to hold on a little longer until backup gets here. He looks back and notices the girl again. He starts to speak. Hey, I'm sorry about earlier. But hang in there. Don't give up. As he says this, he thinks, maybe these words are something I was telling myself. His eyes widen. We see the shelves full of bodies. This is horrifying. To deny this feeling of despair, we see a building again. Dojin has his eyes closed and suddenly begins to awaken slowly. We see him lying in a bed. He wakes up, but confused. Where am I? I'm sure that guy. Suddenly, something catches his attention. A woman standing at the door asks, "Sleep well? Who are you?" If you're asking about me, I'm the owner of the tarot bar that was burned down. The one who saved you from the flames, and the one who exorcises things like you, Mr. Young Dojin, an exorcist. Dojin reacts. An exorcist? That guy who came to take me out said that too. What the heck is everyone talking about? Me? A yokai? She interrupts him. Quiet? I only let you live because I thought you'd be useful. I can exorcise you at any moment. And, besides, no human has a body like this. Dojin notices his limbs recovering. This is, the lady continues, a yokai, even if its limbs are cut off and its heart is pierced, can regenerate as long as its head is intact, just like an insect. Dojin says, then let me ask you something, what the heck is a yokai? The woman takes a drag from her cigarette and begins to explain. They are beings that steal human bodies, hiding among us in human form. The officer is startled by what he sees. What the heck is that? Something passes in front of his face, and the person in front of him takes a blow to the back of the neck. She falls to the ground and begins to writhe in agony. The officer becomes desperate. You fiend! Taking people out as if it's nothing. A voice explains. They're not gone yet. I've only damaged their cervical vertebrae, putting them in a vegetative state. They can see, hear, and feel fear, but they cannot move. It's our company's specialty, fresh humans steeped in well-ripened fear, a product for clients who have trouble hunting on their own. What kind of madness are you talking about? The police are going to raid this place any minute. You'll spend the rest of your lives in jail. That smells delicious, says the officer walking in. The other, noticing him, asks, Chief? His chief says, you've worked hard, Gyeong Min, always keeping an eye on the Ho-Ha-Young gang. So, Gyeong Min is one of the special dishes you've prepared. Hui replies, that's right. Should I pack him up for you? No, if you don't mind, I'll eat him right here. The chief begins to undress. I'm very hungry. Chief, what are you doing now? I have a meeting in 2 hours, so I don't have time to change. Just stay still. The chief's mouth begins to open. The officer stares in complete terror. Yes, that's it. Such a sweet smell. Gyeong Min's fear. In the room, Dojin comments, so they mix in with humans and eat people? That's right. Murder, kidnapping, robbery, assault, some of the crimes that happen in the human world are actually the work of spirits trying to hunt people. She holds the curtain. To be honest, we didn't think it was you. We thought your boss, Go Tae-sung, might be the spirit. But then, she opens the curtain. He was just a common villain. An ordinary, despicable human being. Dojin stares in shock. Go Tae-sung is on life support. We see a memory of the two walking together. Dojin, how long do you plan to do this? He asks, "Why are you asking me that? We made a promise back then that we'd see this through to the end together." Taesung replies, "You have a good memory. It's been 5 years. But you don't have to go all the way with me, Dojin." He replies, "What's with the sudden change of heart?" Taesung also asks, "What do you mean, what?" Dojin's woman appears in front of the two. "Hello, miss. I'm sorry for keeping Dojin out so late." Taesung places a hand on his shoulder and says, "I'm not the one you should see this through to the end with. Unlike in the past, you have the chance to live as Han Dojin now, not as a demon." Remembering Dojin, annoyed, asks, "How can I find him, the white-haired demon? What will you do when you find him? That monster took the most precious person in the world to me. I'm going to take him out and save Zhu." "Ah, you're willing to fight Kui, so I believe you're useful. But you know, right, you can't defeat Kui." Dojin says, "In my dreams, the flame spoke to me." The lady questions, "The flame?" Dojin continues, "It said that anything with a soul, no matter what it is, anything with a soul. And in return, it would grant me power." We see people with signs protesting outside of somewhere. On the sign we see the message, "Don't release the demon Shogun Sik who attacked 11 miners back into the world." The people shout, demanding that this Junsik be sent back to prison. A reporter does a report in front of the location. The man who serially assaulted 11 women in the Greater Seoul area last year, Jo Jun-sik, was released from prison a week ago. At the residence where Jo Jun-sik is registered, there are not only protesters demanding his re-imprisonment but also people trying to film their own streams, creating a chaotic scene. "Jo Jun-sik, you son of a gun. Come out here. Let's fight, shall we?" "You scared, you punk?" The other guy next to him says. "Brothers, as soon as we hit 1,000 viewers, I don't care about the cops or anything. I'm going in." Another one also says, "All right, guys, I'm gonna start eating 20 cups of ramen to pray for the demise of Jo Jun-sik." The protest continues, and the police try to stop others from entering the house. From inside, the criminal reacts. "What are they shouting? So noisy." "I served my time in jail and got out. I'm quietly wearing this annoying thing, aren't I? Shoot, maybe I shouldn't put up with this. Maybe I should just take them all out." Suddenly, he looks back. We see Dojin with a sledgehammer in his hands. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" Dojin stares at him. "I don't know what kind of yokai you saw in your dream, but it said it would grant you its power if you offered a sacrifice." Dojin confirms. The woman again takes a drag from her cigarette and continues. "All right then, let's make a deal." "A deal?" "Yes, I'll give you a list of villains we suspect are yokai, and you, Mr. Hong Dojin, will take them out. If they are yokai, that's great for me because I can perform an exorcism. And it's also great for you because you get their power, right? And if they're just human villains, well, that's good for the world itself." "All right, I'll do it. But how many suspected yokai are there? Is there enough to gather the power needed to take down Kui?" She replies, "Don't worry about that. When it comes to villains, there are more than enough to go around." Holding the sledgehammer, he asks, "What are you?" "What? Are you human? Or a yokai?" Such a sweet smell. "The fear of Mr. Gyeong Min." The officer watches in terror. His head is covered. The officer screams desperately. Kui says, "You must be hungry too. Where's the other special dish?" "It's that woman over there." We see the officer's blood spattering on Zhu A's feet. "This one looks even more delicious," the chief asserts. "But for her not to react at all, she's lost her mind. It's a shame I can't feed on her soul." But still, the quality of the meat seems to be top-notch. The monster's mouth begins to open. Zhu Ah, with a smile, begins to speak. What a relief. It didn't take long. "Now I can come to you, Dojin." An arm gets in the way, and Kui says, "Chief, my apologies, but I will prepare another special meal for you. It was my mistake. This human is not a product." "What do you think you're doing, interrupting a meal that's already started? I like this human. I will eat her now. Please be patient. I will prepare another meal for you tomorrow," the chief shouts. "Tomorrow? I'm hungry now. Who do you think allows you to conduct your business comfortably? Don't ignore me, you idiotic scarecrow. A yokai who can't even feed on souls." Kui covers his mouth and says, "Calm down, chief. I got carried away. I'm sorry." "Jurang, prepare another special meal for the chief tomorrow," he confirms. Kui continues, "And as for this woman, I will remove her from the product list. It seems her boyfriend is desperately looking for her." We see a hand regenerating, and resuming its appearance. Dojin says, "It's a convenient body." The exorcist comments, "As long as your head is intact, you'll be able to regenerate." Dojin asks, "Does that mean from now on I just have to smash their heads?" She says, "You catch on quick. But there's one more thing you need to remember when fighting a yokai. There are two ways a yokai eats a human. One is shikyoku, literally chewing and eating human flesh. The other is shikikan, sucking their soul using human fear." Dojin asks. "They use fear." "That's right. A yokai can absorb the soul of a human who fears it. And you still have a human soul, so you must never fear them." "What are you? Are you a human? Or a yokai?" "You? Who are you? Why are you doing this?" Dojin swings his sledgehammer at the man's eye. He falls to the ground, and Dojin stares at him. We see the man is gone. Dojin takes his cell phone and calls Jion. "I got him. He was just a human." On the other end of the line, she questions, "Did you check his head?" Dojin replies, "I checked. His head was split open." "Is that so? But who can be sure?" "The thing you checked, was it really his real head?" Dojin gets kicked in the back of the neck. He is thrown against a mirror. We see the man who was supposedly finished getting up. He launches himself into the air and lands on Dojin. He raises his arm trying to land a sledgehammer blow, but he is immobilized by his opponent. "You don't look like the human I defeated. Are you an exorcist?" He begins to transform. It's always like this. They can't touch the high-class yokai who eat thousands, tens of thousands of humans, but everyone always cares about low-class yokai like me who only feed on soul. But no matter what, you think I'd lose to someone like you? To a rookie who can't even find my real head. What is this? Are you frozen after seeing my true form? Well, I couldn't hold back anymore. After I finish you and make an example out of you." Dojin shoves a shard of glass into one of the monster's eyes. The yokai screams. Dojin, with his sledgehammer in hand, says, "You talk a lot. Anyway, this is your real self, right?" The head. Upon receiving the blow, the yokai starts to speak. A mere human. "How dare you? I can read all your moves," Dojin replies. "You look menacing and have brute force, but you've never been in a real fight." The yokai takes another hit. He clenches his teeth and grabs Dojin. "You rat, I got you. And now, what will you do without that sledgehammer of yours? I'll break your back now." Dojin lifts his head and headbutts the yokai. "I'm curious about what kind of incredible beings yokai are. But all you know how to do is scare people and shake them down. You're no different from neighborhood thugs." The yokai is down and writhing on the floor. "You? What are you?" We see the exorcist again. "A yokai can absorb the soul of a human who fears it, so you must never fear them." Dojin laughs. "What's so funny? Not fearing them. Do you think I still have something like that left inside me? Especially when it comes to those who took everything from me? From now on, the one who should be afraid isn't me. It's them." At the apartment door, a police officer calls out, "Mr. Shojong-sik, electronic device violation confirmed. Open the door immediately. If you don't open up, we will force entry, Mr. Shojong-sik." The doorknob is turned, and the officer opens the door saying, "Mr. John-sik, do you think this ankle monitor is some kind of joke? Did you think you wouldn't get caught for cutting it off?" Suddenly, the officer is stunned. One covers his face while the other wonders, "What is this? Homicide? We've got a homicide?" We see a hospital. A reporter says Shoji Onsiki, who previously shocked the nation with a sexual assault crime, was found passed in his home just 1 week after his release. When discovered, Shoji the Psyche Onsiki was already in cardiac arrest, with severe damage to his head and vital areas. The police cite the extensive mutilation of the body as evidence of a revenge killing, and are investigating the case accordingly. But I have a question: if he was a yokai, why did he even go to prison? Yokai can't just reveal themselves and go on a killing spree. If they did, they'd be taken out by higher-ranking yokai. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. To yokai, humans are a limited and precious food resource. And the high-level yokai who monopolize these resources want humans to remain ignorant of the existence of yokai. The most efficient way to manage livestock is to ensure the livestock doesn't know it's livestock. Aren't you guys going to discipline them? He questions the troublemakers in your territory. So you're saying the guy I dealt with was just a mediocre street punk, more or less. We classify yokai into 7 levels, and Shoji Onsiki was the weakest, a level 7, a lesser yokai. You were lucky to face the weakest one first. Annoyed, he says, then find me a real opponent next time. To save Jua, I need to get stronger, fast. She says I was planning on that anyway, but you'd better be prepared. Strong yokai are beyond human imagination. Holding the photo, he asks, is this person a yokai? Are you sure? She replies, I'm not certain. It's just a villain with a high probability of being a yokai. Why? Familiar face? With wide eyes, he answers. Yeah, I know him well. Our old boss. The one who brought us into this world. 15 years ago, we see Dojin running. He lands a punch on someone's face, but another man raises something to hit him with. Dojin is hit on the head with a bat. Geez, for nothing. You little punk. As he said this, the other guy appears and kicks him in the back of the neck. Hong Dojin, get up! You can't just lie there! As he says this, he gets kicked in the chest. Now he's down and Dojin is standing. Brother. Another person approaches. Man, what a pain, having to deal with punks like you. Why are you interfering in adult matters? Kids still wet behind the ears should stick to their studies. You scoundrels forced the orphanage kids to sell substances, you pieces of trash. So what? What's the big deal about making a few parentless brats sell a little weed? This fiend. Don't worry too much since you're still just sprouts growing up. I'll spare you. But you still need some punishment. Boys, cut the Achilles tendons of these two punks, so they never challenge adults again. Suddenly, another person intervenes. Have you no shame? Pointing a weapon at children? The two boys stare at the man who just arrived. Gu Tai Song, Hong Du Jin, so you're the recent alley bosses in this neighborhood. I don't know who you are, but can't you see what's going on? Just walk away, without getting hurt. The man walks forward while laughing. He starts taking off his shirt and says, getting older makes you want to meddle in other people's business. Hey, what are you guys doing? Come at me, or should I go first? The group leader says, what are you doing, you crazy fool? But as he speaks, one of his henchmen gets attacked in both eyes. The man screams and is grabbed by his clothes. After that, he takes another blow. Listen up, kids, when you're facing multiple opponents, don't look at the enemies one by one. As he says this, one of the men tries to attack him. See the whole group as one enemy, and destroy the weakest part of the group first. As if you were aiming for a vital point, he breaks one of the opponent's arms. When facing multiple enemies, the key isn't to defeat them all. Another one runs towards him. The key is to break their fighting spirit. He slams his forehead against the guy who is attacking him. The group leader watches, frightened. What? Who is this guy? He continues his lesson. An enemy without fighting spirit is no longer an enemy. He becomes an obstacle, and you use that obstacle to control where the enemy attacks from. We see him dodging another attack. He grabs the guy by the back of the neck. He grabs the guy's neck and smashes his head against the wall. As the man falls, we see a trail of blood forming. The man asks, now, where will the next attack come from? Dojin answers, from the left. Exactly. He turns and lands a punch on the other attacker's face. Now let's review. When you encounter multiple opponents, you don't defeat them. But what? Break their fighting spirit, says Dojin. Learning when you're young is really fast. The man crouches and picks up a knife from the ground. He starts walking towards the group leader, who begs him to stop. Wait, we were wrong. Stop, please. We'll never touch these kids again. Holding the knife, the man asks, seriously? Then I'll spare you? Thank you. But as he says thanks, his ear is sliced off. But you still need a punishment, so you never challenge adults again. Moving around after so long makes me hungry. Have you kids eaten yet? Come on, Uncle will buy you something delicious. In a restaurant. Dojin says, it's been a while, Chairman. Chairman, I retired years ago. I heard the news about Taesung getting hurt. Yes, says Dojin. The man drinks his beverage and says, that's why I told you being a gangster means. Dojin completes it for him. An endless accumulation of karma, and someday that karma will come back to you, and that's why there's no such thing as a gangster who lives forever. Dojin drinks his beverage. Placing his glass on the table, he says, but it wasn't just Taesung. My woman was taken too. By those scoundrels. He puts his hand inside his clothes. And with a knife on the table says, I'm asking you. Are you human, Chairman? Or are you a yokai? The person who turned you and Gutai Song into gangsters, so to you, he must be like a teacher or a father figure. Will you be okay with this? Dojin replies, teacher or father, there's nothing wrong with that. The one who turned me into a demon. Was Chairman Kwok jump you? We go back in time apparently to the same restaurant. Are you kids hungry now? Everyone ate plenty. You can order more if you're still hungry. Thanks for helping us. But why did you help us? What do you want from us? The man replies, it seems we were in a similar situation. Similar situation? Questions Dojin. The chairman says, I'm also empty-handed just like you. I rotted in prison for 20 years for the organization. And when I got out, everything was gone. My organization, my friends, and even my wife. So I thought, let me gather some guys who have nothing left but their guts, just like me, and let's climb our way to the top. The chairman taught us many things. How to use our fists, how to use knives, how to use our heads, and how to take out enemies. And as we fought and fought again, following the chairman's orders, we see one of the men saying, who would thought he alone could take us all down? Dojin thinks. That's when people started calling me a demonic fiend. They called me a demon. The man lunges at him with the knife in hand. Dojin grabs his wrist and breaks the opponent's arm. The chairman claps. Looks like the cleanup is complete. You're here. The chairman walks past him and says, good job, everyone. Now, let's see what we have here, shall we? Looking at an open bag, the chairman asks, hey, what's this? Xiangmin, your business isn't just this. Where'd you hide the rest? You think I'm gonna tell you? Even if I talk, I'm gonna be a goner anyway. Wow, you know exactly what I'm going to do. Smart as always, our rookie from 20 years ago. So how about this? I'll sell your daughter and wife to some nice island with fresh air. Desperate, the man screams. My family has nothing to do with this, you scoundrel. Try to touch them and the chairman breaks the guy's finger. He looks at his face laughing while the man groans in pain and says, still calling a grown-up a scoundrel. How rude, Dojin calls him. Chairman, I have something to tell you. When I first decided to follow you, I didn't know we'd be doing this kind of work. I want out. I don't want to live like a demon anymore. The chairman touches his shoulder and says, Dojin, you didn't know we did this kind of work? Did you believe there were good gangsters in the world? And you can see for yourself, can't you, how I deal with traitors? Don't have useless thoughts, just keep doing what you've been doing until now. Like a demon. The chairman leaves the place. Taesung says, Dojin, I want out too. Selling substances, selling people, selling myself out like a coward. I want to stop. But you know it too, don't you? There's only one way. There's only one way out. Back in the present moment, we see the knife reflecting the chairman's and Dojin's faces as he asks again, are you human, chairman? Or are you a yokai? What kind of nonsense is this all of a sudden? A yokai? Dojin says when you walked over here earlier, you weren't limping anymore. Taesung and I definitely retired you together. The chairman replies, that's right, it's been 5 years. I fed, sheltered, and taught skills to some puppies wandering the streets. And they bit their own master. We see Dojin with blood trickling down his head, panting. The chairman says, still, I raised you well. You couldn't even control your bladders back then. And now you've stabbed me in the back. Dojin and Taesung are standing in front of the man. Taesung says, if you didn't expect this to happen, that's your fault too, chairman. So, don't hold any grudges, he says, raising his knife to finish the job. But his arm is grabbed. Dojin says, we don't need to end him. He's still the person who saved us. Let's just make it so he can never fight again. The chairman takes another sip. I'm really disappointed, Dojin. You not only retired me, but now you're messing with me with this yokai talk. And I told you hundreds of times that day 5 years ago too, but you forgot again. Don't feel pity when you're facing an enemy. He breaks the table with Dojin's head and slams it to the ground. We see a sadistic smile on his face. But Dojin is completely fine, with his neck held high. Yes, this is the Hong Dojin I know. Dojin grabs him, trying to pull him away. We see the two of them crashing through the window of the place. The chairman gets him in a neck lock and falls, holding onto Dojin. We see the young man caught in a guillotine choke. Despite the position, the chairman feels something strange. Dojin somehow gets to his feet. Even with the chairman still latched onto his body, he lets out a roar and executes a takedown on his opponent. The man makes a pained expression as he hits the ground. Dojin punches him in the face. Standing over him, he starts punching him relentlessly, until the chairman raises his hand and stops a blow. What a waste, really. I raised you so well. Dojin is thrown back as he takes a hit, but he notices something else more disturbing. One of his arms has been torn off, After you guys retired me back there, the flames came to find me, and they wanted to make a contract. They told me they'd give me power if I offered sacrifices. Dojin grabs a hidden knife from his ankle. Then he immediately lunges at the transformed chairman. The knife hidden in your ankle. I taught you that too. The chairman hits him with his own arm. We see blood dripping from his mouth and nose. Suddenly, his face is smashed in. He's hit by a kick from the man and launched into the air. But it seems you've forgotten again. I always told you, when you meet someone stronger, don't try to beat them. Focus on surviving first. Upon being hit, his back slams against the wall. What an idiot! The chairman's eyes widen. He notices Dojin's arm slowly regenerating. What is that? Dojin, I didn't think you'd stop being human too. We see the Jansin orphanage. There, a child cries. Teacher, what's wrong, Sunmin? Why are you crying? In my dream, a monster. Oh dear, I understand. My sweet son might. It's all right. The teacher will go into your dream and beat up the monster for you. Really? Asks the boy. Of course, Sunmin. You know your teacher is strong, right? I will protect you from all the monsters. So go back to sleep now, okay? Suddenly, she hears another voice questioning. But will the teacher be all right? The yokai we made Dojin fight seems much stronger than expected. He might actually get taken out. If that happens, there's nothing we can do. We'll have to look for another child. A yokai that makes a contract with a human is a second-level yokai or higher. A high-ranking yokai, but even among the highest yokai, there's an absurd difference in power, like a street cat compared to a tiger. This is a good chance for us to judge the level of the yokai Dojin made a contract with. We don't have time to rescue every stray cat. Dojin goes on the attack. He tries to punch the chairman, who defends himself just by raising his forearm. Dojin, it seems you're the same as me. Neither human nor yokai, but a contractor. Contractor? It seems you really don't know. Well, you've always been the type to rush into things without thinking. Yokai don't live in the human world. They come from the underworld. But they come through rifts from the underworld to the human world, just to eat humans. They abandon their bodies and come as spirits. Lesser and weak yokai can enter any human body. But stronger yokai can only possess a few humans through a contracted human who can harbor a great yokai. And the contract is about offering sacrifices in exchange for power. So, how strong is a contractor? Dojin dodges the attack and returns a punch to the man's face. It depends on the number of sacrifices offered, he says after blocking the punch with one hand. I've already given up on being human. The punch is so strong that Dojin's eyes roll back. He falls to his knees on the ground. I've already given more than 600 humans as sacrifices. A sort of club forms from his palm. You can't defeat me. We see the director's office. Jihan really liked chocolate powder in her milk, but we're out. Would you like some tea? Teacher, so far, Hong Dojin has only offered one human and one yokai as a sacrifice. But Kwak Jung Pyo is already almost completely transformed into a yokai. Even if Dojin is a tiger and not a cat, he's still just a cub. He could be taken out. Fair point. But I doubt Kwak Jung Pyo will actually finish Dojin. If he wanted to, he would have done it a long time ago. Even the first time they made a contract. And sending Dojin to Kwak Jumpyu, or rather Oni, wasn't to make him win. As I said before, it was to see if he's a cat or a tiger. What do you mean by that? Dojin hasn't received anything yet, the reward for his sacrifices. We see the impact of the blow and Dojin kneeling on the ground. You got a yokai arm, replaced for the one I cut off? This is very amusing. Dojin, you really are something else. Kwak starts to laugh. Dojin clenches his new fist and attacks the chairman. He feels immense pressure and is thrown against the wall. Dojin, noticing him down, starts running in his direction. He tries to hit him with a punch, but the man, or rather the yokai, dodges. After dodging, he readies his fist, and they both trade blows. He looks at Dojin and tries to return the attack, which is blocked by the new arm. Dojin makes his move and returns the blow. In sequence, he receives a knee to his body. He returns the knee with an elbow to the opponent's face. So your left arm is just like mine, isn't it? But what about your right side? Dojin readies his hand while watching an attack come his way. The chairman thinks, what? You're just going to give up dodging to try and attack too? Idiot. If I hadn't held back just now, your skull would have been split in half. If you keep charging forward without fear of your demise, you'll keep advancing toward your own end. Something is launched from his palm and passes through Dojin's body. I won't be able to keep playing around. Dojin grabs what pierced him. Sorry, but a fight between yokai isn't just trading punches. They use magic too. Even if you have the arm of a yokai. If you don't know any magic, you're still practically a child, he says, holding a new blade in the air. Dojin remains pinned in front of him. He stares at him with wide eyes, and the chairman returns the stare. He remembers something, and continues to hold his blade high, until he finally says, well, today doesn't have to be the final round. Let's stop here. Getting old makes me tired faster. Dojin, not understanding. Questions? What are you doing? Idiot. Didn't you spare me 5 years ago, so I'm letting you live this once too? Did you forget that we cut your Achilles tendon? It seems you always forget your lessons. Being a gangster means accumulating karma forever, and one day that karma will come back to you. If you worry about every grudge, you won't be able to survive in this world. And you said you were looking for a woman? Be careful. When you stand before her, you might be someone she can no longer recognize, just like me. After that, we see what was pinning him being released from his chest. Dojin falls to his knees on the ground. Chairman, why did you let me live? Why? Why? We see his clenched fist. While he's standing in front of fallen men in a fighting stance, a person speaks to him. Your skills aren't bad. Did you graduate from school? You look young. Who sent you here? Dojin lunges at the man while asking, why do you care? The man blocks his attack and continues, I don't know who it was, but they're trash for sending a kid knowing you'd get wiped out. It really ticks me off. Dojin falls to the ground and the man continues to speak. From now on, I'm going to find out who sent you. You'd better be prepared. Anyway, once you enter this world, there's no mercy just because you're a kid. Suddenly, he hears the chairman's voice. I sent him. That piece of filth you were talking about is me? What? Kwak Jang? Pyo? Chairman? Kwak Jung Pyo knees Dojin. After that, he says, you idiot, where did you put what I taught you? What's the point of lunging at someone much bigger than you? When did you get out of prison, Jang Pyo? You should have called. I could have. He stops talking when he notices the fingers coming towards him. Raising his hand, he defends himself. Why? Were you going to buy me some tofu? Sang Pyu lands a punch on the opponent. And after 20 years, it seems you've lost your touch. Since when were you able to underestimate me? Jang Pyo knees the man in the face. We see a pained expression on his face. The man tries to lunge for the chairman's leg, who grabs his head and slams it against the ground. Kid, I've told you again and again, the most important thing in a fight is distance and height. The height to put weight behind your attacks and the distance that's good for attacking. That's the basics of fighting. And that's how you can win from a position like this. Please, Jang Pyo, I was wrong. Please. He lands a punch on the back of the man's neck. You still have a long way to go. Let's go take a shower. I reek of blood. We see his back being washed. Did that hurt earlier? He replies, no sir, I'm fine. I've told you before, right? After rotting for 20 years in prison, everything I had was gone when I got out. My organization, my friends, my wife, and even my child she was carrying. Dojin, I've made a decision. If anyone tries to take the little that I hold precious, I'll pay them back 1,000, 10,000 times over, no matter what I have to do. Even if I have to give up being human. Dojin replies, I understand. The man smiles and says, thank you, but you don't understand me. And someday you will hold a grudge against me because Dojin, you are just like me. He stands up. You've grown up well, Dojin. So far you've only offered one human and one yokai as sacrifices, right? The other woman says. Yes, the human had spiritual powers and the yokai was a lower level. The teacher comments, interesting, for such small sacrifices, you received something really useful. We should raise him a little more. He doesn't seem to be just a cat. We see the hospital again. Brother no, Taesung, how did things come to this? I don't think we were wrong to retire the chairman like you said. That was the only way. But I just wanted to live like a human being. That will never be possible. Stop sleeping and get up now. Get up and say something. He hears a sound behind him. Heck, we hit the jackpot. It was true. I thought some nutjob was making prank calls, but the great Gu Taesung was really hiding in a place like this. And he's practically gone. As soon as we take down Taesung's faction, the entire city of Oksan will belong to the Yunak faction. Now, we're really going to move up to the big leagues. Dojin says, I get it. Stop having thoughts that don't suit you and just keep doing what you were doing, right? Yeah, actually, that's more comfortable for me too. The man looks at him with a laugh. Dojin, without wasting any time, kicks the guy. He falls to the ground. That scoundrel is Hong Dojin, the demon of the Taesung faction. Everyone, rush him and beat him down. He's just one guy. Dojin starts beating up the men who advance. He kicks 2 men, but another one tries to put him in a chokehold. Now, stab him! Dojin throws the boss on top of his men, and then starts to say, thanks guys, because of you, I've made my decision. So what if I'm not human anymore? If anyone tries to take what is precious to me, I will definitely pay them back thousands, tens of thousands of times over. Blood starts to splatter on the room's window. As a car passes on the street, we see a man fallen on the railing. In that car, we see the teacher. Yes, eat plenty and grow strong. You deliberately told the organization's enemies where Gu Taesong was. Even if you hadn't, I could control Hong Dojin myself. As you know, Ji-hyun, we humans have been fighting yokai for thousands of years, but 300 years ago, the balance of power was broken by a yokai that came from the underworld. In that incident, where powerful exorcists were wiped out all at once, it showed that humanity's weakness is that our time is limited. To fight yokai with limited time, we must do anything, even if it means ceasing to be human. Ji-hyun looks to the front of the car. It seemed Dojin made a lot of noise. The scent of souls has attracted unwanted guests. I should call Dojin here. No, we can't leave everything to the yokai. I'll take care of this one myself, she says, stopping in front of the yokai with an axe in hand. Smells like a nice woman. Come, I'll let you smell more. The yokai starts to open its mouth, and we see its jaw transforming. It turns into a monster. A dog yokai? The keen sense of smell makes it lose its mind even more. The yokai tries to attack her, but she manages to dodge. After the dodge, she cuts it using her axe. She turns back and delivers another attack, thus cutting off both its legs. The yokai falls to the ground with a face of pain. Crawling around suits you better? Eat bugs. The yokai tries to crawl, but she cuts off one of its arms. He raises his hand. Wait, stop! She cuts off the other arm. Does this hurt? Does it hurt with just this? I haven't even started yet. Compared to what you things did, that thing that came to our house 20 years ago. Everyone say hi. This is the new member of our family, she thinks. I was 6 years old back then. She was playing alone at the playground, so I brought her home as our second daughter. The mother says, honey, what are you talking about? You brought a child who was playing alone at the park home. You should have helped her find her father or mother, or taken her to the police station. The man says, honey, you don't know how much we should celebrate this. This child is the most adorable child in the world. And she said she wants to be our daughter. What do you mean? I'm going to report a missing child to the police. Just wait. Suddenly, the child starts to speak. I want to live. I want to live in this house. I want to be this family's child. So, you become my daddy and mommy. The mother's hand begins to tremble. Now that I think about it, this is really something to celebrate, the most beautiful child in this world becoming our daughter. I was thinking it would be nice if Ji-hyun had a sister. So this works out perfectly, right Ji-hyun? From now on, I'm your mommy, my child. The father questions, what name should we give her? We should give her the most beautiful name in the world. Even though I was only 6 years old, I could tell. That thing wasn't human. The yokai points at the girl and says, Jian, I want my name to be Gian. I like it. Yes, let's name her Jian. That name didn't suit your sister anyway. Mommy, I'm Jian. Jian, don't throw a tantrum just because you're the older sister. You should know how to handle your younger sister. That thing stole my father and my mother and even my very existence from within me. And that night, we see her waking up in the middle of the night. Mommy? Through the door she hears, you are truly beautiful, our princess. How can you be so pretty? So cute it wouldn't hurt to put you in my eyes. Eat up, Jian, and ask me for more if it's not enough. Eat everything. And grow up healthy and strong, our daughter. I saw it. That thing. Eating my father's and my mother's souls. 2 weeks later, someone knocks on the door while saying, Excuse me, Jian's mother? Jian hasn't been coming to daycare, so I came to check. Please open the door. I came a few days ago. I clearly heard something inside, but there's no answer. Hello, ma'am. I'm from the city office, says the man accompanying her. According to child welfare law, I can report this to the police under suspicion of child abuse. The woman opens the door. Oh, you were in there after all, the mother says. What's the problem? Child abuse? Jiyeon is fine. He's being homeschooled. Being homeschooled? Then please, show me that she's okay. Jiyeon. Why? I told you Jiyeon is fine. She's growing up well and becoming the most beautiful in the world. I don't understand. Show me her. The woman opens the door, and the mother falls to the ground. As the two enter, the man says, This smell? What is it? Jiyeon? No. Who are you? What are you doing? They find a child leaning over the father's body. The child wipes her mouth and says, What are you doing, mommy? Hurry up and clean this up. The mother gets up with a knife in hand. Jiyeon is standing with a lifeless look in her eyes, just lying in a bathtub while screams spread through the apartment. My daughter. Mommy will protect you. No one can touch my daughter. Ever. The yokai stands up and says, This one is completely empty. I can't even feed on the soul. It's annoying, so just pass on. Okay, I understand, my daughter. Jiyeon continues to express no reaction as her mother follows the order. The yokai approaches. The girl's eyes widen. And to think you wouldn't fall for my magic until the end. You have very strong spiritual power. The yokai starts to move its hand. And also to transform. I like you. You're perfect for my last meal. Then, she lifts the girl up. Scream, cry, or do whatever you want. It's no fun if you just stand there like that. Looking back, I think I was happy that was happening. Because this nightmare would finally be over. When I woke up, maybe I could find my father and mother again. Suddenly, she hears a voice. Found you? Shikigaki, the family-devouring ghost. Close your eyes again, child. Blood will be spilled. And that was the first day I met the director. Back in the fight, we see arms trying to hold Dojin and knives stuck in his body. Despite this, he lands a punch on someone's face. Next, he headbutts the man trying to hold him from behind. Another one jumps in his direction, trying to take him down. Dojin raises his arm and strikes a blow to the man's back. I feel it every time I defeat an enemy that I'm offering sacrifices to something. You fiend! Just go down, the man says, preparing to attack him with a sword in hand. It's like me from 10 minutes ago, from 5 minutes ago. And the me from now? He dodges, grabs the man's sword, and directs it towards two other guys who were standing by his side. It's as if I myself am a completely different person as the minutes pass. Hey, you demon! Don't move, you scoundrel, he says with a knife pointed at Taesung's neck. If you move even a little, you know what will happen, right? Dojin holds something in his hand. Your boss's neck will be pierced. As he said this, Dojin throws what was in his hand, and the item pierces the man's chest. We see the doorknob fall. I can hear it clearly. The laughter of that thing I made a contract with. The men from the group start to flee. That's not a human. At this rate, we're all gonna perish like dogs. We see them running away. What the heck is that? How is something like that even possible? I hit it several times with a knife, but as they approach the exit, we see the teacher closing the door. What, ma'am? Get out of the way. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I always taught the children not to waste food. We see again the moment she fires at the ghost. We see a hole in the monster's head and in its hand. Shooting is always so difficult. While the old woman reloads, the monster tries to hit her. It hurts my pride, but still. Should I shoot from closer? The flash from the shot illuminates little Jiyeon's face. The yokai falls to the ground. You must have been very scared, child. But it's all over now, so don't worry. Come with Auntie. Despite her saying this, we see a monster getting up and a new head growing where the one was taken. The ghost strikes the old woman's back. After hitting her, the yokai starts to laugh and says, You fell for it, you useless thing. There was another head? Jiyeon starts to cry. Are you crying because of Auntie? What a little princess. But don't worry. Auntie will be fine. It's all over now, so don't worry. She turns, attacking the monster. You're a contractor, but to be this weak. I'm sorry, but I haven't used the yokai's powers yet. I prefer to handle things myself when possible. The guy I made a contract with is a bit unhinged. Child, close your eyes tightly. You must never open them. Acting like that when you're so weak. The yokai's hand stops in midair. Wait, you! The yokai you made a contract with. Upon saying this, the yokai stops. In sequence, it starts to say, I was wrong. Please don't look at me like that, please. I'm scared. The old woman, using her power, makes a shushing gesture to the monster in front of her. Child, you can open your eyes now? We see the yokai fallen, covering its face. The girl is startled. The director says, you don't have to be afraid. It can't do anything anymore. Its body froze with fear, just like a mouse when it meets a snake. Jihan gets up and starts to walk. She picks up the gun from the floor and stops in front of the monster. The old woman holds the barrel and says, think carefully. If you pull this trigger, you will never be able to live a normal life again. You will have to become a weapon that fights against these things for humanity for your entire life. Do you still want to pull that trigger? Jihyun stares at the monster. She remembers her parents. Her finger makes a slight movement, and the trigger is pulled. We see her face in the present. In front of her, the yokai is dismembered on the ground. Dojin approaches, saying there was an attack. Someone leaked information to the organization's enemies that Boss Taisong was here. Jian just stares at him. Turning around, she says, let's go to the hideout. I'll get an underworld doctor. He says, thanks for helping. She replies, don't get me wrong. I'm only helping you because I need you as weapons to fight against yokai. Both Gyu Taisong and you and me too. From now on, this will be your home. All the children here are here to fight yokai someday. There are children like you, Jihyun, who know they are weapons, but there are also children who don't even know what a yokai is. Basically, these two groups live separately, but talking about yokai inside the orphanage is absolutely forbidden. Why? Asks the girl. Why don't you tell everyone? The teacher replies, because everyone has a different role. Some weapons work better when they know they are weapons, and some work better when they don't know they are one. And we call those children vessels. Dojin holds the knife and pulls it out of his shoulder. Looking at the blade, he thinks, I was hit several times, but I'm still fine. He grabs the edge of the blade with his hand and starts to squeeze it. No, actually, I just want to fight even more. He remembers what the chairman told him. Be careful, when you stand before that woman, you might be someone she is no longer able to recognize. Jian, entering the place, says, you've gotten very strong. Now you can fight against Q's partners too. Partners? He questions. You mean guys like Choi Ho, Hee Yong? Q's partners aren't just humans. There are also yokai who bow to Q's power or who want to cut from Q's businesses. We're going to take them down first, cut off Q's hands and feet. Dojin says, got it, I don't care what it is, just let me fight soon, so I can save Jua. She stares at him. But you, are you okay? You know what happens to the sacrifices Qi takes? He says, there's only one thing I can do now. So I have no choice but to believe that Jua is alive. We see a coffee shop. Jua is sitting down. Qi says, eat, there's nothing better than a dessert to lift your spirits. Why are you keeping me alive when you did that to the other people? I'm a little interested in your boyfriend. Think of it as a trap. So I'll keep you alive until Dojin comes for me. Fishing with live bait is much more fun than fishing with dead bait. She says, I could scream. Ask the people here to call the police. Go ahead. If you want everyone here gone, you know, right? What's in front of Miss Jua isn't just a people trafficker, but the natural enemy of humanity. Sorry for my delay, Mr. Qi. I got stuck in horrible traffic. Kui says, you've arrived. Mr. Oh Seung Ho, the man asks, have you been well? Qi begins to say, Mr. Xiang Hu, the quality of your products has been declining over time. What's the reason? Ah, I'm sorry. The humans I've caught recently aren't of such good quality. I think humans have seasons too. I'll be more careful from now on. But, what's the human for? Do you carry her around to eat when you're hungry? Ah, I'm sorry. Mr. Kui can't eat humans, right? Since you're a scarecrow yokai. He says, you're not funny, Mr. Sang. You should know that low-quality products are not something to laugh about, especially if they are sacrifices for the society of the Three Lords. Yes, you are absolutely right, Mr. Kui. I have committed a mortal sin. As an apology, I will offer you my arm. We see Jua's shocked face. Please forgive me generously, Mr. Kui. I am working hard too. Well, then I'll get back to work. The man casually walks out, while concerned people ask if he's okay. Is that scoundrel Seung Hu okay? He's getting more and more arrogant. It's fine. Partners like Mr. Seung Ho still have their use. We see some kind of presentation. You being here today is not a coincidence. You are chosen people. Ordinary people spend their lives earning bird, feed wages trapped inside chicken coop companies. But you have escaped these chicken co-op companies. Why? Because you were never chickens. Birds don't doubt they can fly, and rich people don't doubt they can make money. But you can't do it alone. 1 is better than none. 2 is better than 1. 100, 200, 1,000, 10,000. When people come together, they become power, and power becomes money. Put the chickens from the chicken coop in these places, and you become the owners of the chicken co-ops. A man said to him, "That was an excellent speech, boss." This old servant was about to cry, "If you're going to kiss my rear, do it smartly. You think I enjoy this charade? Forgive me, boss. Whatever. Keys, humans are ready." Yes, among the humans recruited this week, I've gathered the 14 healthiest ones with no connections. 14 people? Send 4 of them back home. Is that okay if we don't meet the promised quota for Mr. Key? The man says, what's he going to do? For the 20 years that Wretch has been around, you know how many humans I've secretly eaten? That scarecrow yokai who can't even eat humans is the same as he was 20 years ago. But I've been slowly building my yokai energy. I can't live like a chicken forever. A man holding a glass says, inviting me to your home like this, I'm truly honored, boss. Boss, I was really motivated by your book too. The Secret of the Rich Father. The man says since you've joined Neo Rich, you too will become a rich father soon. Please take care of me, boss. A woman comments, by the way, your house is very beautiful. I thought houses like this only existed in novels. Even this sofa is luxurious. He replies, you have good taste. 5 people were used for this sofa. 5 people? You mean 5 cow hides were used? No wonder it's so soft. The man says, indeed you can tell it's high class just by looking. But as soon as he says that, someone whispers, end me, end me. Huh, what was that sound just now? Please, just end me, says Mouths on the side of the sofa. The man jumps up, startled. What was it? Are there bugs or something? Still, how can you scream like that? You even broke a glass. So uncultured. As soon as she lifts her fork, she notices she's holding a finger. The woman screams immediately. The boss covers her mouth and asks, what is it? You don't like my collection? Listen carefully. Listen to this beautiful sound they make. It hurts. It hurts. I want to go home. Send me home, mommy. Every piece of this house sings of fear and despair. I can feed on souls just by having this in my house. Now let's talk comfortably about what you want to become. I will use you for a long, long time. The boss looks to the side, and someone tries to hit him. Well, a little mouse has entered the house. And you came to get me with just this level of yokai energy? He asks, defending himself with a kind of human shield. And what's more, alone. We see a monitor. Taesung is lying in a hospital bed. We see him breathing through a machine. The equipment makes a sound. His face makes a slight movement, and his eye slowly opens. Do. He tries to call for his friend,